Good morning, everybody. This is Judith. I hope you're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. It is a very chilly morning here in St. Louis, which is weird because I'm going to be honest with you. The weather was tropical on Sunday. It's like 75 degrees. It felt like one of those jungle scenes in a Vietnam era movie. Full Metal Jacket, you pick. So, it was hot. That's my point. And now it's like, yesterday morning was -5. Today is something else really chilly. I didn't even bother to look, to be honest. I just know it's cold. And this weather is not joking around. But it's been a crazy December if you think about it. And I still can't believe we're pretty much at the end of the year. Everything's gone fast. Everything's gone quickly. So I cannot stress enough. What you don't want to do is enter 2026 with any of the energy you had in 2025. This was a stanky year, man. I'm sorry. It has some stank ass energy on it. For me personally, I had to recover from caregiving, which took longer than I probably thought initially, because at first, like if you've never done it, you think, oh, well, the person's dead now, so you'll just bounce right on back. And it's not like that at all, and I feel like the people I was working for when this year started, they felt that way, but they didn't understand. And it's like, this is what I'm trying to get people to focus on with Refuel. When I send you that newsletter, which I'm going to continue to write it. Enough people reached out to let me know that they really see value in it. I'm just not going to send it out every week. It's going to be more bi-weekly or monthly or whenever I feel like it, which is not a great way to grow. But there's 43 issues out there. And, you'll have them when you need them. And there's a digital download you can buy. It's $9.99 right now. And it'll help you get to a place where you can, just not feel as overwhelmed as I did. Because it's coming. It's here. We're getting ready to tick into 2026. And what nobody really seems to be talking about in the numbers that it deserves is how many people are getting ready to tick into their 80s. And in my family, and with my situation, with my mom, 79 to 80 was very dramatic. I could immediately tell a difference. What went from me helping her out a little bit here and there and just being a good support went to, okay, she's not remembering whole chunks of anything. And unfortunately for me, or fortunately, by the time she turned 80 in, I want to say 2017, and then by the time we got to COVID, that's when it was really pronounced. And I was home all day because I had been working, and I liked my boss that hired me, but he was pretty old school. Like, you need to be sitting at your desk all day. So I had one day where I was able to work from home, and he was like, no, I don't like this. Or he didn't say it, he sent somebody to tell me that. And I was like, okay. So I was at work and she was at home, and it was not good. And see, all of this is great if you can afford to just bring in somebody, or if you have money, or if the person is, I guess, in a facility. But facilities aren't cheap. And if you put them on Medicaid, what are you really doing? You have to have a strategy, and you need to start thinking about this. So if your loved one is probably in their 70s, start a strategy of being able to put the money away in a trust, because if you put somebody in Medicaid this year, they will go and claw back that money, any money. You could say it's in a trust, but they'll go back and look. If it hasn't been there 5 years, they're going to take it. And who wants the government and their money? That's why I'm imploring you guys to plan. There's so much that has to happen. It's got to be a financial response, a physical response, and a mental response. And, depending on how you're wired, a spiritual response to your parents or your loved ones or whoever getting older and aging and getting sick. And of course, it's not a foregone conclusion. Everybody who gets old isn't going to get sick. That's true. There are some people that are going to live and die a natural death, and they didn't get sick. That is a blessing. But there are going to be a lot of people who will get sick. And you know why? Because of stress, because of pollution in the air, because of the toxins they allow in all of our food. Just the way we live is stressful, and that creates disease. And a lot of people who kind of don't feel great in their 60s, if they make it to their 70s, they're kind of going to be a little less healthy than they were then. And you will continue to see this decline. I'm not trying to be negative about it, but like, wake up and pay attention to your people. Some of them are going to be very, very ill. And everybody's not like me. I'm a very caring person. If you're around me, I'm going to take care of you in some form or fashion. That is just my nature. That's who I am. Now, am I getting ready to marry somebody that I know has a whole bunch of illnesses? Hell no. No, this is the first time in my life that I feel free to live my life the way I want to. And I'm not even talking anything radical. I'm talking about being a filmmaker. You know, for my mom, that was just like, what? She was so mad that I picked that as my major. That's another podcast. She was really mad. But you're going to have this multi-discipline approach to these diseases and to your parents. And if you have two parents alive, and you know, I don't care what you say, if they're both in their 80s, one may be sicker than the other, but I mean, an octogenarian is an octogenarian. And the silent generation, they worked hard. They worked hard. I think, you know, some of the toxicity from the metal in their teeth. One thing my parents both shared is they didn't have great teeth. My dad lost all his teeth young. And I'm not prepared to say that didn't have an effect on his brain. He also was a heavy drinker. I know that had an effect on his brain. He drove a beer truck and he drank a lot of beer. My mom had a mouthful of metal. I didn't realize how bad her teeth were until I was taking care of her. And she had all these pieces of metal in her mouth, and I'm sure she had fillings that were made out of mercury. That's not good for your brain, you know, but she had an amazing immune system. Listen, there's just a whole bunch you need to pay attention to. And that's why I've been passionate about it in my newsletter. That's why I've been trying to help people to understand, like, your health is your wealth card. And if you want to make it through your 60s, 70s, and 80s strong, keep making muscles, keep using your legs, keep using your brain, move your body. You have to go for a walk. Get a walking pad if you can't go outside. They're $100. Walk in your house. Make sure you move your body every day. Get your blood circulating, because you know, people don't like to think about this, but a lot of the dementia you're seeing is frontal lobe dementia. That means there just isn't enough blood going to your brain because you're not moving your body. You sit all day at work, you come home and sit down all day and watch TV, all evening and watch TV. All weekend you sit around and watch TV. TV is the enemy. I turn my television on for football, and I may stream a couple of shows to go to sleep to, or to break my mood up or something. But one thing I'm not doing all day is watching TV. I do watch a lot of YouTube, but I'm actively watching it. You know, I was explaining to one of my friends yesterday, if you can watch a movie and clean your house, it's not a good movie. You dig? Or if you watch a TV show and you are not looking at the screen, you cooking and doing laundry, and you claim you watched this show and you still kind of have an understanding of what happened in it, it's not very good. You can't watch an episode of Game of Thrones and not look at the screen. You will not know what's going on. It'll be subtle. It'll be quiet. The characters will be exchanging looks. You'll have to stop what you're doing and actually actively watch that show. I know I've changed the subject, but I think I beat that horse into the ground. Listen, pay attention to your loved ones and make a plan. Don't think that you can just get away with not thinking about it, because what you don't want to do is be trying to figure out what the plan is when someone is sick. That is just the worst thing to do. It's stressful, it's time consuming, and it'll really be upsetting for you because it can happen so fast. You know, I've had friends' parents die shortly after my mom. And it was, you know, kind of quick. You know, some people knew they were sick. Some people had been sick and didn't know. You know, you can get that phone call. Somebody fell. Somebody lost their balance. It happens quick. Make a plan. On to this film topic. But yeah, and she seemed to be like, whoa, that's really deep. I never thought of it like that. But seriously, you know, I was watching this thing on Tyler Perry, and I'm not sure who thinks Tyler Perry is straight, and I'm not sure who he thought he was fooling. I don't have a great gaydar, but he always made mine go off. He seems like a gay man. One of my favorite cousins in the world is a gay man, and he is the best. And he is hilarious, and I love him. And, you know, he seemed like a gay man to me, but in his mind, I remember one time he was standing, he was visiting us, and he was dressed, I'm telling you, from head to toe, in red hat, red jacket, red shirt, red pants, red shoes. And he goes, I don't think when people look at me, they think gay first. And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't care. I never cared. He was in my life as somebody I really loved before I knew what the word was. I knew he wasn't like my dad, but I knew he wasn't like a macho guy, but you know, he cared way too much about moisturizing his hands to be like my dad. But, you know, I just loved him, and I didn't know what the word was, and I didn't care. He was hilarious. And so, but he is himself in the world. I don't know why Tyler Perry can't be himself. So I was watching something, and that's how it came up, because she was like, well, you know, I watch his shows while I clean my house. And I'm like, see, if you can clean your house and watch a show, it's not a very well written show. It's not good. It's elementary, because that means you're picking up everything that's happening just by, you know, casually tuning in. Yeah, you don't feel like you missed anything. You know the whole plot. You know, that's not great. That's not great writing. And apparently there's another man suing Tyler Perry for sexual harassment. I mean, just come on out the closet and save all your money. And stop pretending. We ought to be able to live in a world where we could just be who we are. It's 2026. No one cares that you're gay. I mean, are the church people going to feel betrayed? It's more gay people in the church than anywhere. I remember going to church, and one of the best singers was obvious. I think he was obviously gay, and then they were trying to keep it a secret. And it's like, who cares? I don't care. I don't care about stuff like that. You know, I care if you're a good person or not. And you know, if you want to be friends with me, you just gotta be cool with me. You either cool with me or you not. I either like your energy or I don't. You either like my energy or you don't. Whatever you into, you know, as long as it's not illegal, be into it. I just don't understand. I don't understand this lying and pretending to be something that you're not, you know, for a living. I don't get it. I don't get it. So there was this video where this guy was talking about it, and I was talking to one of my friends, and that's when she was like, yeah, I was watching his show, but I cleaning my house. I'm like, oh, well, you weren't really watching his. It's not a good show then. You cannot watch an episode of The Sopranos like that. You can't watch Game of Thrones like that. You can't watch House of Cards like that. You can't watch even a show like LA Law. You need to be looking at the screen to see what's going on. If it's not complicated, if it's so easy to clean your house and say you're watching it at the same time, it's not a very sophisticated piece of work. And I probably don't watch it because I like things that make you think, that challenge you, that show the artistry. Anyway, I've rambled on. I'm so serious. Please have a plan for your family, and also get prepared. A lot of you are going to have a plan, and it may not go the way you thought it would, and somebody you love or care about, or you're just shocked that they wind up in hospice, because there's really not a lot of help. When someone's long-term illness is huge. There's this, I thought my mom was just like this, but apparently there are a lot of people who think, oh, I'm just going to get old and die. But nah, there's a very strong chance you'll get sick first. And that's where we have a real problem. There's not a lot of help for long-term illness. The only help you'll have is hospice. And you have to be very, very sick to get into hospice. It's not like people just say, oh, I broke my arm, can I get into hospice? Yeah. No. You have to be very, very sick. They have to think that whatever you have may take you out within 6 to 12 months, whether it actually does or not. That's the thought. So, you need to get out here and pay attention not only to your own health, but if there's someone that you can see that you may have to invest some time in whatever their elder care journey looks like, do it now. Don't wait. Do it now. Start planning now. And if you don't have to do that, great. But many of you will. And make a schedule. Have a conversation. Just have conversations. And make a plan. Because it's the hardest thing in the world to do while you're actually caring for the person. And some of these people you're not even going to see on your radar is like, do I have to take care of you? Yeah, it's shocking, but that's where we are. You may not be thinking about taking care of a sibling and wind up having to look after a sibling. You may not be thinking about your spouse getting sick and then they get a diagnosis of something and here you go. I mean, we are an unhealthy country. We are. And we've been sold out by our government. The FDA has approved all kinds of bullshit for us to eat and drink. They do not care at all. There's shit that has to be prepared specially for Canada that we get the unhealthier version of because they don't give a shit about us. So, if you want to win 2026, you're going to have to make some hardcore decisions. And you're going to have to be a grown-up and have a ton of emotional intelligence, which you probably already have because you listen to this podcast. And you listen to me talk every day. And I have some hot takes, and I'll be talking shit. But I'm serious. This is going to be bleak if the majority of us don't look up and try to do something good for our families. Because if you're waiting for somebody to be like, hey, here's some help, there isn't any. And I hope I've made that clear. You're going to be the cavalry coming over the hill to save your family. And that's if you want to, because some of y'all motherfuckers don't want to do nothing. Some of y'all are like, it'll be alright. That's not really my responsibility. Okay. This is for the people who want to help, or people who feel like they have to help. Because a lot of y'all don't feel that way, and I get it. It's not my way, but I've seen people like that, and yeah, good luck. Good luck. And hey, make a plan for yourself too, because you might be married to somebody who be like, yeah, you'll be okay. I'm not taking care of you. Okay. you make sure you have a plan for that too. You know, everybody's not a caregiver. Everybody doesn't want to be a caregiver. So don't forget that part. All right. Have an excellent Tuesday. Please take care of yourselves. It's this Tuesday, December 30th. Where the hell did this year go? It was a shitty year, but it went fast, which is good and bad, right? All right. Take care. Talk soon.